This letter is intended for President Obama as an apology for the way I feel Fort Myers represented itself at the town hall meeting, and also to inform the rest of the nation that not everyone in Fort Myers is expecting some type of free handout. And it goes like this. Dear Obama, I am writing you this letter to express my deepest apology for the way Fort Myers represented itself as a whole during your town hall meeting. I hope you are aware that not everyone here wants a handout or some magic miracle to happen. We all know you are faced with issues like this every day and exploited because of it. During the meeting, you spoke on several issues, but I am convinced most of us there were just feeling enthusiastic over your presence in this economically challenged city. And we all know you are aware of our status, and that is why you made the trip here in the first place. The world only hears what problems exist here, but I am sure not everyone is aware of the damage that has been done due to the remarks that have been placed all over sites like YouTube and during debates. The request from the homeless lady was a cry for help taken way too far by the media and critics. I do agree this type of behavior sets a bad example for your purpose to remain in touch with the people, and now the world will look at your next event as a possible lottery. The fact remains that I live here in this city full of foreclosures, harsh unemployment rates, poor educational systems, and not to mention that racism still exists here amongst half of those officials that stood in your corner that night as imposters. I would hope this experience does not change the way you conduct your next town hall meeting in the aspect of being personable and randomly asking those of us without connections a question. I know from where I stood during the event, your presence was greatly appreciated, and you even took time to shake hands and sign autographs for mostly everyone in your reach. I can remember going to a Michael Jackson concert and not even getting a thank you from him to the crowd, and knowing you not only graciously thanked everyone for their attendance, but you also seemed to not judge our selected few residents that were just speaking out of desperate need for help and guidance. I would also like you to understand that social service organizations here do not have enough resources to help but a very selected few. And the organizations that have the resources, like One Stop Career Center, seem to conduct business like a joke, making you wonder how half of the people working there became employed with this organization. They claim to offer certain services to make a good impression on their funding source, but their success rate for actually helping those in need is very minimal. The educational system here is placed on a lottery, so you never know what school your child will go to, meaning your child could live in a decent neighborhood and get placed in this school in a bad district. They are worried about keeping Red Sox here, spending $2 million on renewing the stadium for them to come practice, but school teachers and bus drivers are being laid off in large numbers. I wanted to ask you that day to please remember education for the school-age kids and for the single mothers trying to raise and support our future. I hope your plan for health care creates an affordable way for people like me to purchase some type of low-cost health insurance instead of depending on unreliable sources for health care like Medicaid. I thank you once again for your visit to Fort Myers, Florida, Mr. President, and I hope to have the opportunity to meet you again in the near future. Sincerely, Triple X.